It is an absolutely beautiful sunny day here in Palm Coast, Florida. The storms have moved through. It's about 80 degrees. It's a little bit humid, but it is a very nice spring day. I hope everyone had a wonderful week, and I hope this weekend you've got plans to go out and enjoy the sunshine. I do want to set some minds at ease, though. There has been a few folks come to me and say, Florida Maquis, haven't you heard? They've overturned the election law that the Florida legislature passed and the governor was so excited about. There are people out there that can only be best described as useful idiots. Case in point, Mark Walker. He is a liberal judge here in Florida who jumped the shark and decided to overturn the election law passed by the Florida legislature. Many people think the governor acts independently and with impunity as a tyrant. This is not the case. He signed the law, but it's the will of the people. And what this particular Democrat liberal judge did was give us yet another opportunity to teach about the Constitution and states' rights. Because his ruling, this 288-page diatribe on how everybody in Florida is racist and how we all want black people and people of color not to vote, all this other nonsense, is going to get tossed out of the 11th Circuit in Atlanta because he went so far overboard, literally jumping the shark like from Happy Days with Fonzie. It was ridiculous. And even Politico and NPR have to admit this. Federal judge overturns part of Florida election law, citing horrendous history of racism. That alone shows that he had a preconceived notion about what he was going to do before even reading it. The decision will likely be appealed to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, where a majority of the judges were appointed by GOP presidents. It's about 60-40 in the 11th Circuit up in Atlanta, conservative to, I guess you could call it progressive because they're really not liberal now. And it's going to get, his overturn is going to get stayed. And it's going to be done. A federal judge on Thursday struck down key provisions of a 2021 Florida election law championed by Governor Ron DeSantis, actually championed by the people. All he did was sign it. And in a remarkable move, ruled the state must get court approval for the next 10 years before it enacts further changes in 3 areas. A completely laughable statement. A judge can't do this. It's literally unconstitutional. And everybody knows it. So he's basically a useful idiot, giving us an opportunity to showcase how ridiculously inconsistent and uneducated and uninformed the liberals are. Chief U.S. District Judge Mark Walker, in a blistering 288-page decision, said the law placed restrictions on voters that were unconstitutional and discriminated against minority citizens. Minority Democrat citizens, apparently. Those included limits on drop boxes used for mail-in voting, on giving items to voters waiting in line, new requirements placed on voter registration, blah, 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 blah. The ruling comes less than 6 months before the state's first major election. Walker, who was appointed by former President Barack Obama, big shock there. Quote, at some point when the Florida legislature passes law after law disproportionately burning black voters, this court can no longer accept that the effect is incidental, Walker wrote. Based on the indisputable pattern set out above, this court finds that in the past 20 years, Florida has just, it's ridiculous. It's the judicial, and like I said, the governor is not an uneducated man. He knows a little bit about the law. Judicial equivalent of just pounding the table. He did not have the facts on his side, nor did he have the law on his side. And given the fact that what they have been trying to say for a long time, that all elections have run perfectly smoothly, completely defeats what the liberal judge said. So they're going to toss this out in Atlanta. And of course, they're not going to cover that like they're covering this. NPR has the same thing, and you can read it. The AP. They admit it's going to get tossed. See, this is the thing, and this is, if you have anybody approach you about this, about what's going on in Florida and why is DeSantis this, DeSantis that, DeSantis the other. DeSantis has a bench behind him. He's not a cause, he's an effect. He was an eventuality. I put this picture together. This represents our House of Representatives up here, upper right. 120 members, 80 of which are conservatives. It's a supermajority. The Florida Supreme Court, which is truly the final say in all this, because elections are, by constitutional definition, things that states take care of, not the federal government or federal courts. All conservative, at least with DeSantis, some to the right, and lower right, Florida Senate, 26-14, 40 members, the equivalent of a 60-40 supermajority. And then we have the next level. We have the First Lady. We have Wilton Simpson, the President of the Senate. We have Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez. We have the Chairman of the Republican Party, Blaise Ngolia. And this is where the rubber really meets the road with elections, right down here. Secretary of State Laurel M. Lee and our Attorney General, Ashley Moody. These would be the two individuals that would decide anything having to do with an election. Jimmy Petronas, our CFO, and then, of course, Chris Sprowls, Speaker of the House. You put this all together. This is just Florida alone. This doesn't count the people that we have in DC right now, still standing, that are destroying everybody in their path that gets in our way. And like I said, we would just rather be left alone and just have DC let us go our own way. We don't want to fight, but if you're going to pick one, Florida might not be the best choice. And just let me be very clear about this. Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution says that each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. What this basically means in the terms of an election is that we don't even have to have one. Let me say that again. When it says in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct, what that means is that when we choose electors for president in 2024, as with all states, we can wait our election. We can say, okay, Florida's going to have an election, and based on that, we will determine which set of electors we're going to send. Or we can just pick our own electors and not have an election one way or the other. We can just say the next 5 guys, or the next 22 guys that walk by the window wearing a red shirt, that's who we're going to send as electors. It'd be a ridiculous way to do it, but this is exactly what the Constitution provides for. Any legislature can make whatever provision they want to determine electors for federal elections. And this is a great look. I tell you what, the picture they picked here for Laura Ingraham about Disney playing with fire, you watch. You watch. We are going to turn the heat up on them financially. People think that, oh, they can just withhold money. Good. Wonderful. Fantastic. We would like them to go back to California. See, Disney needs Florida and the people coming here for many other reasons. Way more than we need them to bring people here. Because right now they're not. Right now they're bringing controversy and problem and headache. So, fear not. Adults are in charge in Florida. And we're not playing. Not this time. We have total and complete control of government. And this is why the left has said, oh, it's tyranny in Florida. It's tyranny in Florida. We won that power with elections. We won that power with elections. Not by force. But once again, would love to have over here at the Patreon channel. This weekend, we're going to be putting up a doozy of a video dealing with all this Hollywood nonsense. $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year. We don't have to worry about the YouTube censors because we've partnered with Vimeo. Fully refundable first 90 days. And have had to do a few. Have to admit, sometimes the content is a little bit too much for some people. They like having their life be easy to swallow. Sometimes truth isn't. So anyway, I will leave it there. But once again, it's a wonderful day to be a Floridian. God bless, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.